Hey guys, how's it going? We are getting ready for the C portion of hashtag movie and stitch tonight. I'm snuggled in at the desk with, I believe, everything we need here. My movie's The Conjuring. As you can see, I've got that queued up. I do have that on DVD. But in case I forget to mention it, you can watch along with me on Netflix now. They have The Conjuring 1 and The Conjuring 2 back on Netflix. The workspace, which normally does not have this is my yarn that I'm working with tonight, is a little bit cleaner. I got rid of a few of my works in progress that you guys were so kind not to judge me for being so messy last time. Thank you. Got water tonight instead of my normal Diet Pepsi, so I've been trying to drink more water. Got my hook, got my candle going. That's Merry Cookie, so I'm still going through some Christmas scents while it's still cold outside. It smells really good in here. It's nice and sweet smelling, which is some of the scents that I really like. Got my heater on, so you might be hearing that, but hopefully I'm a little bit louder than that. And I've got, let me see if I can not drop it tonight. Got my bag with all my other yarn in it for my borders and such for the squares. So you know I'm making my Halloween themed blanket. And other than that, I've got the squares that I've already made already here. And I'm in my pajamas, Baby Yoda pajamas. So yeah, just snuggle in and get ready. And if you want to watch the movie and work on something with me, for sure, let's do this. And I'll be back afterwards with a review. We'll talk about what movie we're doing next, and yeah. Alright, I'll catch you later, guys. Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to, what is this, the third installment of the hashtag movie and stitch collaboration that was started by Terry from the Yarn Joy podcast, that people are joining in from across YouTube. I know Terry started it with several other YouTubers, which are linked down below, and a lot of other people have joined in. You can search actually the hashtag that should be blue in the title of this video. Ella from No Catchy Name also made a public playlist, I believe. And basically, like I said, you can join in also, even if it's already started, even if we're moving on to the letter D now at this point, it doesn't matter. You can join in whenever you want. Basically, if I can talk today, the premise is to go through the alphabet and work on a project. Some people are working on one project. Some people are working on one project per movie. The people that are working on one project, sometimes it is one project related to, like, they're taking colors from each movie that they watch, like, and doing, like, say several rows of a blanket are a color, like, color themed to the A movie, and then several rows are color themed to the B movie or whatever. There's people making amigurumis related to the movies that they're watching. There's people like myself that are making a project, just a project that they're making only during the time that they're watching these movies. For example, mine is it's a Halloween blanket, and I'm watching only horror movies corresponding with the letters of the alphabet. Yeah, so I mean, you get the idea by now. I'm sure you guys are all smarty pants, you know, and understand what's going on.
And most likely you understood what was going on to begin with, and you probably followed the hashtag here anyway. So yeah, hi. So for my C movie, I was super excited about this movie. I know I said that last time when I introduced it from my B movie. My C movie is The Conjuring. I love this movie. I love this universe. I started this whole thing for my A movie with Annabelle, which is also from this universe. I simply love everything to do with it. Partially because, like, you hear about the Marvel universe and the DC universe and different universes relating to different things, but like this is a universe that's connecting different horror themed things, which vastly appeals to me personally. Like on a personal level, this appeals to me. Just knowing that different characters coincide with different things in different movies. Like in this one, Annabelle appears at the very beginning of the movie, even though the movie has nothing to do with Annabelle. She's in it. In the second Conjuring, I'm not gonna give it away. Anyway, somebody from a different movie in the series appears in the second Conjuring movie. But they just intertwine because it's a whole universe. Anyway, so The Conjuring was the first. Yeah, it was before Annabelle. So it was the first of the whole universe setting movies. What the synopsis on the back of the case is, it says, based on true events, The Conjuring tells the thrilling story of ghost hunters Ed and Lorraine and Ed, Warren, played by Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, who help a family terrorized by an evil spirit in their mysterious farmhouse. Now, I will say that Patrick Wilson is also in the Insidious movies, which I also like. He's in quite a few horror movies. I think his like preferred genre is horror. In my opinion, he's like an awesome actor. Like, I don't know how he escapes me when I talk about my favorite actors, because he is definitely one of them, even though I don't mention him a lot. He's really, really good, especially in this genre, which is my favorite. So again, I don't know why I don't talk about him more. But he's amazing. He's actually, here he is back here. And here she is also. They play young Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, a lot of people, especially like when this first came out, thought that this movie was about the Amityville horror, which is not the case. This is about a haunting from the Perron family. If I can talk, that'd be really great. The Perron family had moved into this farmhouse in, was it New York? Long Island, New York is where the Amityville horror was. I want to say, and I just watched the movie, so you'd think I would remember this, and it's my favorite movie ever, so you'd think I'd remember it, but now I'm brain farting. I really want to say it's Connecticut. I know that the Warrens lived in Connecticut. Anyway, the point is it wasn't Long Island, which is where Amityville was. They moved into a farmhouse though that had its own sinister feeling, had its own sinister hauntings going on. Right after they moved in is when all this paranormal stuff started happening to them. And apparently, I'm pretty sure it is the state, maybe it was Rhode Island. Whichever state it is, come to find out, that state doesn't have to disclose any reported paranormal previous activities, or any, like, you know, when you buy a house, your like common practice is that the owners or the real estate agents have to disclose, like, if there were murders on the property. In this particular state, they don't have to. So, and they definitely didn't have to with paranormal. I'm not even sure if in normal states, like in Michigan where I live, I don't know if I go buy a house if they have to say, by the way, the previous owner reported paranormal activity here, or if that's even a thing anymore. I don't know. But they didn't have to then in this state, and that's why nobody said anything when they were buying it. And it became a big thing, and it became a big problem because they sunk all their money into this place. And they eventually sought out the Warrens, and the Warrens had to, well, they didn't have to, but the Warrens agreed to come help them. And the movie went on from there. With, in the movie, Lorraine has all these like visions of how in the past this witch, Bathsheba was her name, could, or had sacrificed her own child and swore that anybody who tried to take her land was going to meet in, I don't know, meet with untimely death, and bad things were going to happen and be cursed. And that's why all these bad things were happening. Supposedly Bathsheba had taken residence in, how do I put it? Like, she wasn't a demon, so I can't say she possessed, but basically her spirit did possess other people and made them, it was people that moved in with children like the Perron family did. And the mother, she made the mothers kill their own children and then kill themselves. And that's what was starting to happen. Like, she was starting to possess the mother of the Perron family, Carolyn, and just starting to wear her down, basically. For anybody that like believes in the paranormal, spirits do tend to do that anyway, like wear you down and all that kind of stuff. Especially if you're like, if you don't know what's happening, or if you're a non-believer, if you don't come into it like believing that's what's going on, or having an open heart and that kind of thing anyway about it, they got to wear you down anyway and make you basically succumb to them anyway, right? So that's what this spirit was doing. And in the movie, the Warrens came and were helping them. Lorraine was having all these like visions, trying to tell her like this is what Bathsheba's doing and warning them. But by the time the Warrens had got there, it was too late, and Bathsheba had basically like sunk her claws into Carolyn, and they had to perform an exorcism on her. And at the end of the day, everything was okay. And the Warrens went home, celebrated another happy case by getting their own daughter and making sure she was okay and everything, and kind of setting up for the Annabelle movies, because their daughter had, like, while they were coming home, their daughter had a scary experience with the Annabelle doll, which was in their house, which in real life the Warrens had, I should say had, not have, because the Warrens have in real life passed on by now. I think that their mansion I think that their exhibit is still there of all their haunted collectibles and items and stuff, but owned by another family member or somebody who took over their residence and things. I don't know if it was their daughter per se, maybe their son-in-law, because it seems like it was a guy. But anyway, they have the Annabelle doll in their possession, and it is, I believe, still on the property. So it was setting up the Annabelle movie, that their daughter had like an experience that she thought the Annabelle doll had came like out of her case and stuff. Moving into the trivia, in the original, like the real life case, Ed and Lorraine were actually basically tossed off the case, tossed out of the house, and asked to leave because they couldn't help the Perron family. That became a whole ordeal. There were like books written about it by the mother. She wrote like 2 or 3 books, like a series of books about it. I think they did end up eventually just moving and trying to get on with their lives, to get away from all of it. But the Warrens couldn't help them. It was a failed case of the Warrens. Yeah, they couldn't help them. So the actual happy ending in the movie wasn't real, which kind of sucks. I like happy endings, especially in horror movies. Some other trivia that I found interesting, this one I actually already knew, was that Lorraine Warren, Ed had, I believe, already passed on when this movie was made, but Lorraine made a cameo in the movie. During the movie, the couple, the fake, the movie couple that were the Warrens, were doing a like a paranormal lecture at a university, I think, and which is how the mom of the Perron family found them. And Lorraine Warren is sitting in the front row, like taking notes or whatever, and learning from the Warren family, from the Warren couple, the actors. And the actor and actress that played the Warrens also, before the movie ever started, took 3 days and went to Lorraine's home and they just like stayed at her home with her and spent 3 days with her, just like talking to her and listening to her stories, studying her mannerisms, so that the actress was talking about how she literally studied how she talked with her hands and how she moved and how she did everything so that she could play her. So they spent 3 whole days, and when they made The Conjuring 2, they went back and visited her again so they could like get refreshed in Warren history and terminology and stuff. So yeah, so method acting, I think, is what it's called, but yeah, that's basically what they did. And then what I found interesting, the other bit of trivia I found, is in the Philippines, for the screening of the movie, people had gotten such a scared vibe, or whatever you want to call it. They actually brought priests into the screenings of the movie when the movie was released to bless the movie theaters, to bless the showings of the movies when it came out. So I thought that was kind of neat. Anyway, the Philippines do not mess around. So I mentioned what I was making for this project during this movie was a Halloween blanket that I had been meaning to make anyway, so I thought it would be good to stick with it and make it. And it's a year-round make-along, so it won't be done for Halloween, but that's okay, because like for me, Halloween is all the time anyway, so it doesn't matter. The squares that I had gotten done today, okay, the yarns that I'm using, let me start with that. I'm using this, it's really saggy. I almost rolled it into a ball tonight, but I thought I might get one more use out of it before I do. Is this Caron Jumbo with this variegated yarn that like screams Halloween to me. The color is called Plum Copper, and it's got a couple different shades of purple and then this really pretty orange color. And that's the main body of these solid granny squares, which I do have a little fast tutorial if you want to see how I make my granny squares. If you haven't ever made a solid granny square, or you just want to see how I do my little flourishes on them. And then the outside, I did a border on each one. I have 3 different colors I'm using for that. I am using Big Twist Classic yarn. This one is in the color Violet, which is like an uber shocking color, violet. I think I described it before as like a dark neon color. Yeah, so that is the border for some of the squares. And then this project is already too like big to fit in here, so I may have to find a different project bag. I have it in my Bon Jovi bag right now. There are 2 other Big Twist yarns that I just found rather Halloween-y colored. These are just in the colors, this is just orange and this is lime. But I thought they were rather like pumpkin-y and kind of like a ghosty green. So there's that. Today's squares came out like this. One is bordered in that lime or ghosty green color, and the other one got bordered in the purple. So that means I have 2 of each now, because I had another previous purple one, and I had another previous green one. And then I've previously done 2 that are bordered in orange. I cannot get, no matter where I start in the yarn, every single square has 2 sides that have this like striped effect. See that? Where the orange and they like stripe, but only on 2 sides, only ever. And it doesn't matter what color I start in from the center, it does not matter. It's always like that. I'm not really sure why. I don't seem to be able to stop it. I'm gonna have to get like creative in how I like place them, I guess, when I put them together. I do have, that I had made before, I have 3 different sizes, and I'll link them below, of these little ghosty appliques that when I put the squares together, I'm gonna probably put them like in the corners here. And I have 2 little ones. I have 2 bigger ones. And then I have 2 bigger ones still. And like, you can kind of see the shine. But they're made with the, see it right there? It's like a iridescent shine. They are made with this Red Heart Love metallic that has not a silver but an iridescent shine to it. I figured I would make some more of these. I just had the 1 ball of that, so it seemed like a good way to use it. And I still have to put eyes on these guys. I also thought about pumpkins, and maybe I'll do a pumpkin or 2, like an applique at them, or on the blanket, but I thought about doing some maple leaves too, like kind of like falling leaves on it or something. I don't know, just thought about something like that. And then I'm gonna do a continuous join on the blanket, and I'm gonna do that just in black. That seemed like a good idea for a Halloween blanket. And the border, it'll really depend on how much of this is left, since I use hardly any of it per square. So I thought if I have quite a bit of these, like enough to go at least around it, I might do a stripe of each of these 3 colors, and then just black or something, like a little more intricate stuff in black. I don't know. I'll have to think about the border a little bit as we go. I have plenty of time to think about it in a year-long video. Or video. Wow. A year-long make-along. But yeah. So my next movie for the letter D, since I'm doing all horror movies, is going to be Dreamcatcher. That's a movie, if you haven't seen it, that is based off a Stephen King book. I have seen it before. An awful lot of these movies I've seen before. There's a few that I haven't, just because I apparently haven't seen a horror movie for every letter of the alphabet. But yeah, so it should be fun, and I hope you are joining along. And definitely post below, let me know if you have joined along and what you are making. And yeah, I guess till next time, I'm gonna be awkward and go, because my brain just left. So I'm gonna go anyway. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and putting up with me and my very big brain farts tonight. I will talk to you guys later. I love you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.